Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Saturday story. Haven't we had a really hot few days? My goodness. I hope you've been managing to keep cool. I thought I'd share this picture with you today, where it does look very hot in this picture, doesn't it? We can see that people are trying to cool off by swimming in the river, and people are wearing their sun hats. So yes, those clues tell us, doesn't it, that it's very hot in this picture. Now, this picture was painted by an artist called Georges Seurat. He was a French artist, and he painted in a very, very special way. He painted using tiny, tiny little dots. I don't know if you can see. Can you see on the grass? You can see lots of different coloured dots painted very close to each other, on top of each other, in between each other. So when you look back at it from a bit further distance, all those colours seem to merge together and to create different tones. And that technique was called pointillism. Pointillism, like painting with the point of your brush. Now I've got another couple of postcards to show you. These two here were painted by the same artist. Can you see? It's kind of got the same style, hasn't it? Those kind of rounded figures. And that river is in the picture again. It looks very hot. There are people rowing their boat. There are ladies with their parasols keeping themselves cool. And people are wearing their hats and trying to keep in the shade. Can you see where the shade is? Created by the sun. Which direction do you think the sun is shining from? Looking at the direction of the shadows. So again, this was painted using that pointillism method of lots and lots, hundreds, thousands even, of dots. Can you see? Lots and lots of little dots. Now, the story I've got for you today is a Katie story where she explores these paintings, and it's called Katie and the Bathers. Can you see? Do you recognise that front cover? Can you see that man there? So let's find out what troubles Katie gets into. She looks quite calm on the front cover, doesn't it? But I have a feeling something is going to go wrong. Here we go. It was a sunny day, and Katie and Grandma were feeling hot and bothered. That was me yesterday. "Let's go swimming," said Grandma. "I'll get our swimsuits." Fabulous idea. How many of you had paddling pools out this week? Quite a lot, I would imagine. When they got to the pool, it was already full. "Oh, never mind. We'll come back later," said Grandma. "The art gallery is nearby. Let's go there for a while." In the gallery it felt even hotter, and while Grandma had a little snooze, Katie found a room full of amazing pictures. They were painted in thousands of brightly coloured dots. Here it is. Here's our famous picture. Katie saw a painting called Bathers at Asnières by Georges Seurat. She could almost feel the breeze blowing over the soft grass and hear the gurgling river. "What a great place for a swim," thought Katie. So she climbed over the frame and inside the picture. How tempting that would be! It was warm and peaceful in the picture. The sun shone, oars splashed, and a boy in a red hat called to the boats racing on the river. Katie saw a little bathing hut and decided to change into her swimsuit. And then she jumped into the water with an enormous splash. "Bonjour," said the boy in the red hat. "I'm Jacques." "I'm Katie," said Katie. "Isn't this lovely?" "Oui," laughed Jacques. "Très bon." After lots more splashing, Katie sat down on the picture frame to rest. Uh-oh! But it started to tip. Oh my goodness, look! The chaos has begun. Along with the fish. Look at that. And the river began pouring into the gallery. This is better than the swimming pool, Katy laughed. But then they heard a sigh from another painting by Seurat called Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Grande Jatte. Katy saw a little girl in a white dress. She looked rather sad, so Katy climbed inside the picture. Can you spot the little girl in the white dress? I think she might be here. We can't really see the expression on her face, can we? Because all those dots have merged together. Katy found herself in a park where everyone looked very elegant and grand. "Oh, you are lucky," sighed the little girl. "It's such a hot day, but no one is allowed to bathe in this painting." That's a shame, isn't it? I wonder why. Gosh, look at all the clothes people had to wear hundreds of years ago. They're not going to feel very cool, are they? "Come and paddle in the gallery," said Katy. "It's lovely and cool." "Oh, Prudence, please say yes," pleaded the girl to her governess. "Well, be sure to keep your clothes dry, Josette," said Prudence. A governess is a kind of teacher. "What a splendid idea," said the elegant people. "Let's paddle too." And the ladies hitched up their skirts and the gentlemen rolled up their trousers, and then they all had a wonderful time paddling in the gallery. That does look quite fun actually, doesn't it? But water was still pouring out of the painting. "It's getting too deep to paddle," said Josette, standing on the steps. "How will we get back to our picture?" said the elegant people. "We can't swim, not in these clothes." "Let's fetch a boat," said Katy, and she pointed to another picture by Seurat called Port of Honfleur. Katy and Jacques swam over to the painting and quickly clambered inside. There we go, that's the next one she's jumping into. Can you see all those dots and rounded edges of all the objects in the picture? They found a little rowing boat in the harbour. It was quite heavy, but they managed to drag it over the frame and into the gallery. Then off they rowed to the rescue. You can really see the dots in this picture, can't you? Really see how the artist Seurat has used dots, hundreds and thousands of dots, to recreate all those different colours and tones. Very clever, really, isn't it? Takes practice to do that. "We'll go first," said Prudence, helping Josette into the boat. But when it was her turn, her foot slipped. The boat moved away, and splash! Prudence fell into the water. "Just look at my dress," she wailed. "How will I ever get dry?" "Perhaps she'll help," said Katy, pointing to a picture called Woman Hanging Up the Washing by Camille Pissarro. Prudence scrambled inside the painting, followed by Katy and Josette, while Jacques rowed off to the rescue the elegant people and take them back to their picture. The kindly washerwoman gave Prudence some clothes to wear and hung out her wet dress to dry. Then Katy, Josette and the washerwoman's daughter played in the sun as the women chatted. More dots, can you see? Suddenly, Katy heard Jacques calling from the boat. "We must get back to our pictures," said Jacques. "The guard is coming." "The guard?" gasped Katy. "He'll be horrified when he sees all this water." "Quickly, jump aboard," called Jacques. Prudence changed back into her clothes and carefully stepped into the boat. Katy and Josette leapt in after her. Jacques rowed across the gallery while Katy desperately tried to think of a way to get rid of the water. They passed all sorts of pictures. None of them looked very useful. And then Katy saw a painting by Paul Signac called Portrait of Felix Fenelon. Can you see that? There's Felix Fenelon, a portrait of him. How can he help, do you think? How do you think he can help with all this water? He looks like a magician, said Katy. So she yelled, excuse me, can you do any magic? The gallery is a mess and the guard is coming. Felix wanted to help, so he leapt out of the painting, waved his stick over his hat and shouted, Abracadabra! Coloured swirls came out of his picture, but the gallery was still flooded. I'll try again, he said. Alakazam! Oh dear, said Felix, as stars and rainbows floated into the gallery. I'm not very good at magic. Just then they all heard footsteps. It was the guard. Oh, please try once more, begged Katy. Alakazoom, clear up this room, said Felix. Do you think that worked? I hope so. Aha. There was a flash of light, and everything vanished in a swirl of stars and colours. Katy found she was standing in her dry clothes, and everyone and everything was back where it belonged. Just in time. Just in time. Look, here he is. Here's the guard running down the steps, and we can see Grandma still snoozing in the background. The guard looked carefully around the room. Everything was exactly as it should be. Thank you, everyone, whispered Katy. I've had a wonderful time. As soon as the guard had gone, Katy gently woke Grandma. Would you like to go swimming now? Oh, yawned Grandma. I don't feel quite so hot any more, laughed Katy. In that case, you won't be wanting an ice cream either, said Grandma. Oh, I can always manage an ice cream, said Katy. Me too, smiled Grandma, and off they went. Me three, I can always manage an ice cream. So, we had a really good look at some of Georges Seurat's pictures today, didn't we? Of people trying to keep cool in the hot weather. Look, there's the picture of the little girl in the white dress. There we go. Fantastic. Well, I hope you managed to keep cool today and for the rest of the weekend. Have a wonderful Saturday, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.